Welcome, everybody. We'll start this citizen forum. As mayor, it's my duty to enforce order. Officer Call in Eubanks are the sergeant of arms and will assist in maintaining order. By law, those wishing to speak during this citizen forum must limit their comments to no more than 3 minutes. You will be advised when the 3 minutes has expired. If you continue to speak in excess of 3 minutes, you will be asked to stop speaking and leave the podium. If you fail to do so, you are subject to being escorted out of the building by the sergeant of arms. For the safety and security of all, no one is to approach the table where the board members and city officials are seated without obtaining permission from me. If you attempt to do so, you will be stopped by the sergeant of arms and you will be subject to being escorted out of the building by the sergeant of arms. It is my sincere hope that everyone participating in the proceedings tonight will conduct themselves in a polite manner with respect shown to all regardless of disagreement. All right.
Thank you, Mayor. We have 2 people that have signed up for the Citizens Forum tonight, and first on the list is Ms. Deborah Hewing. As a reminder, you will have 3 minutes to speak.
Thank you. Good evening. I didn't want to end Alderman Jones's last night on the board without me speaking tonight, so I appreciate the opportunity. What I want to talk about is the vote that y'all did at the last meeting where you voted against a rezoning of a land for the low-density residential for an individual that lives here in our city, where he wanted to build a house on 28 acres, and you voted against it because people voiced an opinion against it, that they didn't want it. They wanted it to stay I-1. So you just set a precedence. So when your builder buddies that pad your accounts and buy your political signs and everything, when they come before you and they want you to vote on something, if any of the people that live here get up and speak against it, I want you to remember, you need to vote in favor of the people and not your builder buddies just because they pad your accounts. Is that understood? You set a precedence. You did it. You're locked in. But of course, you won't follow the rules. Now, second thing I want to talk about is the mayor should not vote on matters that he has a direct conflict of interest, and that applies to that 28 acres there too. So he did vote on that. He shouldn't have voted or even spoke about it because he owns and his family owns land in that general area, and one of his supporters and Jones's supporters also owns land over there and has an interest and wanted to buy that land but was refused. So there you got conflict of interest, Mr. Jones and Mr. Waldron. You need to stop that. I know you will because this will be your last meeting. Third thing I want to talk about is the mayor should not be out there campaigning day and night for Alderman Jones and then turn around and abuse his power in this city by trying to get campaigners that are on private property across from the city hall or the city civic center campaigning for somebody else with the permission of the landowner. That's wrong of you to try to abuse your power like that for Mr. Jones, and it's going to hurt you, and you probably cost him this election if some of the things he's already done hasn't cost it. So hopefully you'll stop abusing your power, and hopefully you'll start voting on things that you have direct conflict of interest in, and hopefully you'll remember that you 4 up here set a precedence at the last meeting when you voted for that land not to be rezoned to R1. So please don't vote for anything else to be rezoned if anybody speaks against it, okay? And then maybe you'll be all right. Bye.
Mayor, next up is Mr. Matt Church. As a reminder, you have 3 minutes to speak.
Mr. Mayor, Alderman, thank you. I come to you before you tonight just to really defend myself. 3 days ago, I was contacted by Channel 2 News on a claim that Alderman Jones had proposed to them, and he called me a racist. I've never in my life been insulted this bad. With that said, Mr. Jones, I feel you're one of the most racist people on the planet. And how do you have the nerve to contact the news, to have them contact me, to question me if I'm a racist? So what we're doing in the church campaign is we are running a really strong campaign. And we're going to beat Calvin Jones fair and square. Fair and square. The voters will vote, and we will win. There's no racial tensions there. Today, 2 days ago, the mayor called the police on Ronnie Mosley for holding up a sign on private property. Today, they called Tow Pro because a tow truck driver came in, exercised his rights, and he had his truck parked there. None of that's going to matter on the 8th. On the 9th, your services will no longer be needed. So enjoy it. This is your last meeting. This is very polite. I don't want you to feel offended with these words. But the people are voting. And just because they're the same color as your skin, some of the voters, that doesn't mean they vote for you. I've had a huge support from the African Americans and the minorities in our community. And I really appreciate that. And I will continue to appreciate that. Because way before this board and way before you were elected, I've been doing things in this town in a positive manner before you even lived here. So smile tonight, because on the 9th, it's a whole new day. Thank you.
Mayor, that concludes the citizens forum.
I'll call the citizen forum over. The meeting will start at 7.